Spread Eagle podcast. My name is Jake, joined here by Bo as always. And Bo, this is our second video and our third podcast episode.
That is correct.
Hanging in there. Bo, we're actually recording this on a Tuesday. Usually we do it Thursday during the games, but Bo's going to be out of town. So we're actually filming this on Tuesday. We got in on some of those nice early lines. Hopefully some of those lines move in our favors. But being the 9 to 5 guys that we are, unfortunately, a little less time to study. So it could backfire on us. Something that seems like it should be an advantage, unfortunately, may not be.
Yeah, it's getting more and more difficult every week. The lines get harder and harder.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a great week last week.
So,
I want to.
If you listened to Jake, you were probably in trouble.
Yeah, hopefully you didn't take my bets. I want to touch on a couple of things here, guys. We are on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Follow us on any of the platforms. And OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to that one. Like any of them, that would be the preferred one. No, guys, go ahead and follow us there. We'll have some of our bets on there. We'll be following from week to week, especially on Twitter, keeping up with the public. OnlyFans, I mean, it's a mystery. We're going to see
Spread Eagle is a good OnlyFans name, actually.
You know, the Point Spread Eagle podcast is on OnlyFans. You know, it's the best. It's the best betting podcast out there because we don't have any sponsors. When you get us, you get 25 minutes of pure 9 to 5 betting and maybe a little OnlyFans on the side. All right, Bo.
All right. Well,
here we are. Let's go through our bets from last week, and I want to start off myself because I actually started on a high note. The last week's game was the Bucks versus the Eagles on Thursday night, and I hit on Tom Brady under 300.5 yards. He threw for 297, so I figured there's no way he was getting to 300. Easy money right there.
A few different bad placements. Maybe they get an extra quarter of a yard there, half a yard there.
It hit.
That could have, yeah, it did hit. So you got it.
All right, but what was your bet for the Thursday night game? We did a player prop.
I had Antonio Brown with the touchdown, which you tried to
discredit.
Yeah, but
still skeptical about that one. But
I hit it though.
We'll give it to him. Then we went into our 4 games, and Bo, this is where it really started to hurt me. The first game that we picked and actually disagreed on was the Vikings versus Panthers. Mm-hmm. I had the Panthers plus 2.5 because I figured there's no way the Vikings should be favored on the road until they tell me to earn it. And you know, I was so right about this game that it went into overtime, tied 0-0. Once we got into overtime, though, Captain Kirk. Sir Captain Kirk Clutch brings us down the field and scores a touchdown to cover the spread for Bo. I mean, I'm so happy about it. We needed to get to 3-3 for the bye, but
if you actually thought the Vikings were going to win that game, I have no idea why you took. It's just knowing the scores of games. Like, did you actually think the Vikings were going to win? Like, did you take the Panthers because you thought they were actually going to win?
I took the Panthers because I thought it was a coin flip, and if you're going to give me points, I'm going to take the home team.
Okay, all right.
That was why. I thought it was a coin flip, so you go with the home team. I mean, the score was like 28-26 in like the second with like 2 minutes left. Like, it was almost a 2-point cover. Like, it was perfect. It was a pretty crazy game for a while in there. Then it went into overtime at 28-28. Like, as time expired, they went for 2 basically to make it 26-28. The Vikings could have easily won 26-28, but it ended up going to overtime at 28.
Okay. It's a fair point.
It was a close game. I was happy the Vikings got the win. Unfortunately, that was wrong. But one that I told you would hit 100%, and I hammered the absolute hell out of it, was the Cowboys versus the Patriots.
That game was close too.
Yeah, no, that went into overtime.
That wasn't like a blowout game. You said that they were. You said that they were. It was going to be. It was going to be like a landslide victory. And it wasn't even close.
You know,
it was like tied going at the very end of that game. Overtime, right?
Yeah, overtime.
Yeah.
That game was nuts. I mean, it felt like the Cowboys were better the entire game, had so many more yards, and just somehow just never put them away. Gave up a 75-yard touchdown, but you know what? They covered. So I won one, I lost one. The next game got me really bad. That was the Broncos versus Raiders. That was a miss. The Raiders pummeled the Broncos. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I can't tell how good the Broncos are. I have no idea.
I think they're as good as Teddy Bridgewater, which is below average.
Yeah, they're. I mean, they're. I'd like to think their defense is ridiculous, but
I don't
obviously
think
it isn't.
My last game, Bo, and I think we need to talk about this one, was the Monday Night Football game.
Oh my god!
I had the Bills -5.5 over the Titans.
The Titans. Okay, for the rest of the season, I will not place a bet on a single Titans game
I'm done with the Tennessee Titans.
ever again.
I hate the Green Bay Packers because they're rivals. But
Yeah.
I've never had a hatred for a team outside my division more than I have for the Tennessee Titans. Fuck Mike Vrabel. Fuck Derrick Henry. Fuck all you guys. Fuck Julio Jones.
They're cool. Because I listened to that podcast, that Bussin' with the Boys podcast, and I
Yeah.
like Taylor Luan and whatever the other guy's name is. And they have Titans players on there to talk, and I like the players that they have on. Like, I like the guys on their team, but fuck the Titans.
Fuck them.
I
Derrick Henry is incredible.
Ryan Tannehill couldn't hit the side of a barn.
No, he couldn't hit
And
boat if he fell out of a water.
He might be the worst quarterback out of all the starters.
Couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Excuse me. What the fuck?
He might be the worst out of all 32 starters. He might be the worst. He's absolute trash. Absolute trash.
Piss poor.
How the Titans win a game, I have no idea. You know what they're doing.
They're going to hand it to Derrick Henry, which I did win some money off the game because I had Derrick Henry over 114 total yards. I thought that was the lowest bar you could possibly set.
I just looked at
I
it.
thought that was crazy, so I won on that. But I had the Bills in my parlay as well. Winning.
Yeah, I placed this wasn't for the podcast, but I make probably 40 bets a weekend.
I would say somewhere around there.
A lot. I make a lot of bets, little ones here and there. They all add up.
They're sprinkled in.
I had a 6-leg parlay. All of the player props hit, and the one thing that did not hit was the Bills money line.
It was
How does Tennessee beat the Bills?
the 4th and 1 where Josh Allen, it looked like he slipped. The left tackle completely collapsed. I mean, they ran a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1, and it didn't work. So they ran up to the line and did it again, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was watching it. I couldn't believe it.
I will say I think it was the right call. This QB sneak. Josh Allen's 6'5".
Yeah, I mean,
just
it
jump
didn't work
over
on
the
play
fucking
before.
line. But
Dude,
jump
it
over
looked
the line.
It looked like his foot gave out. Like his left foot slipped.
I know, but this is what you do. Jump over the fucking line. You're 6'5" and reach your arm out.
I don't think that's a good idea on a regular game unless it's at the goal line because it's too easy to swipe it away. If you're at the goal line, it doesn't matter if they swipe it away because once you cross, you cross. But if you do it on a first down and you reach over and they just hit that shit, it's a fumble. I wouldn't do that in the middle of the field.
So wait, this is my question. I don't know the rule off the top of my head. What if he jumps over the line, reaches out,
Yeah.
and pulls the ball back in? Does it not matter where the ball was extended to?
Usually you're kind of in the process of being tackled, so usually they're going to give it to you like forward progress. You got
Okay, do that then.
It's just so
Fucking jump
risky
over
because they're so good, dude. They'll hit it out of your hand. It's just so risky. It happens all the time on the goal line.
That was unacceptable to lose to the
So,
Titans. Only in the NFL you can lose to the fucking Jets 2 weeks ago, and then beat the Bills.
It's
It
tough,
makes
man.
no sense.
It's tough, but then so obviously I went 3 out of 4 with my games. The parlay missed because of the Bills. Both the Chiefs, Rams, Bucks, and Cowboys won. Lastly, my college bet was the easiest bet I've ever made in my entire life. I had Bama -17 over Mississippi State. They won 49-9. It was a 40-point win. I honestly should have put my mortgage on it. It felt that easy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't hammer it harder than I did. I mean, I won some money off of it, but not as much as I should have. So I went 3 and 4, Bo.
That's not good.
It was ugly, but I mean, I did so well. And like you said, you did 40 bets. I probably did like 30 a weekend. Unfortunately, these were the ones that just hurt, man. And it sucks, but we move on. We bounce back, and
There's a lot of time left to improve your record, Jake.
no, I'll
so
be
it's
fine.
okay.
I'll be fine. Right now, I'm dead even. I'm 50-50. I've gone 3 and 4 and 4 and 3. So out of 14, I'm still even right now.
I will say there's a lot of people that TikTok, for example, there's these betting gurus that they'll post their bet, Then if the bet loses, they take it
They'll
down.
pull it off.
So their page is just 50 videos in a row of them predicting the right things. We put the podcast out before. So when we're wrong, we're wrong.
We're wrong. And, you know, I mean, it's tough because we're 9 to 5 guys. We don't have time to sit there and stare at the books all day. We kind of look at it on our lunch breaks on a little bit of that, and we see what we can do. But I'm even in our thing. I'm positive total, but even in our podcast. So right now we're doing okay. But let's get into your bets. You had the Antonio Brown touchdown that hit, but then your 4 games, we already talked about you having the Vikings. You hit on that one. Can we talk about the other 3?
I had the Packers -4.5 against the Bears. Easy bet. Aaron Rodgers does own us, and that's correct, and I'm not pissed about it.
He made it clear.
I would like an apology still, but then I found out that all the fans were flipping him off, so to his credit, I would have done the same thing.
No, he brought up a valid point.
He owns the Bears. He's like 22-5 against the Bears.
Always
That's
has
ridiculous.
been. And
Yeah.
it was tough.
He'll beat 23-5. They'll beat him again. So whenever that spread comes around, I'll probably take the Packers on that too. So, all right.
All right. So then your next 2.
Then we got the Chiefs. The Chiefs played Washington. The Chiefs were -6.5. Beat the shit out of Washington 31-13.
Yep.
Won that one. Then we got I won the Vikings. The Chargers got absolutely smoked. I picked the Chargers +3.
I liked that bet when you did it, and
So did
I didn't bet it, but I liked it. And wow, your question about are the Ravens actually good, Bo? Holy buckets! The answer is they're better than you thought they were.
I can't bet on. It's hard for me to bet on 3 teams. The Titans. I will not fucking do it. I will not do. I will not do the. I will not bet on for or against the Titans.
Done with the Titans.
I will not do it.
I think I concur.
The Ravens. I will not take the Ravens have come close twice to losing to teams they had no business almost losing to, and then they just absolutely beat the shit out of the Chargers. Then the Broncos. Can't bet on the Broncos. I have no clue what the hell the game.
No, the Broncos got me pretty good last week. So you went 3 out of 4 there. You hit your Thursday night bet, and then
and then I had Michigan State at -4.5.
We watched that together, and
Bye.
wow, a 5-point win on a 4.5-point line. Good hit. Good bet.
That's college, though. You know, you can win by 5. You're not going to see that on the NFL too much.
Then your parlay.
But then the parlay, I had Vikings, Rams, Bucks, and Chiefs money lines, and that hit. So
Easy.
Bobo goes 6 for 7 again. He is 12-2.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, actually.
That is unheard of.
12-2 is absolutely phenomenal. I'm 7-7.
Some might say
right
I'm
now.
an expert, but whatever. I don't know. Some might say that.
I wouldn't say that.
Some people might look at that and say that I'm an expert.
Some people might. Some other people might think it was lucky. Okay. All right, but so because we're recording this one earlier in the week, we don't have any player props that we're going to hit. So we're just going to do 5 games this week, and I have my Minnesota Vikings on a bye this week, so I had to pick 5 games.
Okay.
That were outside of it. Then obviously we have our parlay and college bets. My first game that I took, and I took this one yesterday, and honestly, I can't believe I'm still doing this, but I have the Chiefs -4.5 over the Titans. Oh no. Oh. I thought the Titans were going to lose last.
I thought you were on board with me.
I was until last, but I'd already made the bet. Like I made it yesterday. I locked it in, dude. I thought we were going to record on Monday. We recorded on Tuesday.
Oh, there was.
I know.
Okay.
I'm pretty much sacrificing this game.
You can't. Okay. I cannot understand how teams know Tannehill blows, and they know that they're just gonna hand it to Henry 30-something times, and they can't stop it. I have no idea. He's just either one. He's just that good, or two. I watched the Bills game, and it looked like nobody wanted to tackle him. That's what it looks like.
Where's the line at on this game right now? Because I might amend my pick after the last night game. Let me see where the line is. Let me see where this line is.
I don't understand. Like the Chiefs are going to go into this game knowing they're going to hand the ball off 30 times, and Henry's still going to run for 150. And I have no idea how that happens. Tannehill couldn't hit the side of a barn. Dude, take your safeties away.
I guess I'm going to hold it, man. This line moved to 5.5 after last night's game. So me in at 4.5 is good in Vegas apparently. So I'm gonna ride with it. I'm terrified of the Titans. Don't want to do this. But what's your first game?
Well, I have to pick the Bears game. So they're playing Tampa. In Tampa.
What's the line sitting at now?
Minus 12.5.
That's what you got in at.
I wouldn't
Still
bet on
sitting
this. I wouldn't bet on this as a fan. I hate betting on the Bears. I am 2-0 though so far with them.
Are you taking?
They're gonna get destroyed. They're gonna get destroyed. I'm taking Tampa.
I disagree. I think you should have taken the Bears. They played them really well last year.
Here's the thing though,
And there's so few possessions. The Bears play such a muddy style of football that every game is close.
It's minus 12.5. If it was like 13.5 for some reason, I would have a very hard time. The 13 points, I'm very confident in.
Okay. All right.
They're not going to be able to score enough points. They're not going to be able to keep up with them. It's going to be close for the first half, and then the rest of the way, they will start pulling away.
I think that's fine. There's so few possessions in Bears games, man. The games are so muddy and ugly that it's so hard to tell. But what's your second game?
Second game, I have the Cardinals. They're playing the Texans. The line is minus 17.5.
Did you take the Cardinals?
I'm whatever the ridiculous spread against the Texans is. I'm taking the other team.
It just covers.
Yeah, I'm just taking whatever team to cover against. The Texans are horrible.
It's an auto bet.
That Mills guy,
Davis Mills.
he's up there with Tannehill. He can't. Whatever the size of the barn is that Tannehill can't hit, Mills couldn't hit a barn twice as big. so I'm going to go with the Cardinals covering.
That guy got drafted.
17.
There's no reason he should be starting in an NFL game. I actually feel bad for the guy.
I don't know. It's the NFL, man. If the Texans somehow beat Arizona, I wouldn't be fucking shocked. The way that the last few weeks have gone. But I'm going to take the Cardinals to cover that.
All right. So my second game, I'm taking the Green Bay Packers at -9. That line has since moved to -9.5. I got in nice and early. Green Bay Packers -9 over the Washington Football Team. They're just the Packers are home here. There's no way they don't just beat them. There's no way they don't beat them by 2 scores. It has to be a 10-point game, I would think.
I think that was one that I was thinking about taking.
All right.
That's a good one.
My third game, I'm going against both the teams that we picked. I got the Browns in at -4.5 against the Broncos. I think that Vegas might have overreacted ever so slightly to this line. The Browns played poorly last week, but they're still a good team. This line has actually moved to 3.5, so people are taking the Broncos here.
You know that Kareem Hunt's out, right?
When did that become announced?
I'm 90% sure.
Is Kareem Hunt out?
I'll check, but I think Kareem Hunt is out. And Baker Mayfield separated his shoulder.
Oh,
just so you know.
Maybe we'll rethink that game. You know what, Bo, to make things interesting, you know what I'll do?
Kareem Hunt's on the IR now, yeah.
Okay, here's what I'll do to make that fair. I actually appreciate the heads up on that. I'll take the Bears at +12.5.
All right, so forget the Browns.
Yeah, so I'll bet it right now. Live betting right now. Come on. There we go. Come on.
Dude, throw the hammer
Check
down.
my location. I don't think I'm hammering this
As
one.
Skip Bayless would say, have some courage of your conviction.
It's a last-minute bet. We got the Bears.
You know what? Put a hammer effect on there anyways.
Are you?
Put a hammer effect on there.
Are you hammering the
anyway.
Bears?
No, I'm not hammering the Bears.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know what I'll do?
People want to hear the hammer effect, so you're going to throw it on the edit on this video right now.
Well, we'll just call it a hammer because both of us are taking it. It's a flip-flop game.
No, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking the hammer game. Okay, that's your third game.
That's my third game. What's
Okay.
yours?
I'm picking the Rams -15 against Detroit. That's my hammer. Ripping.
You just have these huge lines that you're taking all of them.
Dude, the Texans and the Lions haven't shown me anything. I argued you for 5 weeks saying
About
that the
the
Lions
Lions.
weren't as bad.
No, they're horrible.
And after they got beat 31-3 by the Colts were 1-4.
No, you asked me my opinion on if the Lions were still bad after they played the Vikings, and I'm like, yeah, no, that they confirmed my opinion that they're horrible.
The Colts beat them 31-3, and they're supposed to go to Los Angeles and lose by less than 15.
It's a lot of points, but I hear you, man. I mean, I
They
think
just lost by 28.
there's a
against
reason the line is so high. So, is that your third?
That's my third.
What's your fourth?
Fourth is Carolina Panthers -3 against the Giants. I'm taking Carolina.
I love this bet, Bo, because I'm taking the Giants +3.
Oh wow.
After,
You already have 3 shots, buddy. That you have to take next week. This is gonna go up.
I watched the Vikings versus Panthers game this weekend, and I'm gonna shoot you straight, man. I think Sam Darnold might be just as bad as Davis Mills and them. Dude,
No.
Dude, Sam Darnold looked bad.
Oh
Dude,
no.
he threw a pick on the first play of the game. He fumbled, dude. He got sacked a bunch of times. Like, dude, he's bad. The Panthers, that was some bad coaching.
Is McHamstring?
No, he's on the IR. He's not coming back for at least 3 weeks.
That's a fourth thing that I will not bet on is McHamstring since he can't suck it up and get
We're
out
done
there.
with McHamstring. So that was my fourth bet. So we flip-flopped on that one. My last bet, Bo, I don't know why I just feel the tingles on this one, but I'm taking the Dolphins +2.5 against the Falcons. I think the Falcons are so bad. I'm taking the home team, dude. It's muggy. It's down there in the Miami Heat.
Realistically, as long as Atlanta is winning by 2 touchdowns or less, the other team always has a realistic chance of coming back. Always.
This could be backdoored. I take the Dolphins +2.5 over the Falcons. I don't know. I think this game should be an even line. And
If that scores 21-7 with 2 minutes to go, you still have a chance.
there's always in it.
Falcons
So
are going to do Falcons things.
I think Tua is there, and who knows if he's going to start playing good or not. But wow,
That is a bold bet.
I feel decent about it. What's your last one?
The last one is the Patriots -7 against the Jets.
Yep.
That they absolutely destroyed the Jets the first time they played them.
Yep, I thought about this one as well. I think it was a good bet.
I think no rookie has a chance against Belichick.
They played him in like week 2 or something, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, and they beat him by like 20 or something.
And this is in New England.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to go well. I think that's a great bet, Bo. Bo, let's talk about your parlay. What's your parlay of the week?
Parlay, I got the Pats money line, the Chiefs money line, and the Cardinals money line. Those are my 3.
What's the line on that? What did that come to?
I don't have it in front of me,
Okay,
unfortunately.
wow, that doesn't sound that much. So mine is
It's pretty close to even.
okay. So mine's nowhere near even. I have the Chiefs, the Rams, the Bucks, the Cardinals, the Packers, and the Browns. It's a 6-team parlay, baby. Come on.
Jesus. you're gonna have to do 8 shots next week.
We're not doing shot. To be clear, we're not doing shots on this episode because it's a weekday. Like we both have to show up to work tomorrow.
Yeah, but he's got to make up for what he lost this
The
week,
shots
though.
will be taken. They might be posted on Instagram. We don't know if we're going to do 8 shots on the podcast.
I'll
They
have
might
to
be.
check up
They
with
might
you.
be Instagram or TikTok shots, but they'll be taken.
You're fucked.
So that's my parlay. Bo, my college bet is a unique one here. And once again, I thought we were doing this yesterday. I wanted to take an early game. I took Coastal Carolina -4 against Appalachian State. Coastal Carolina's ranked. Appalachian State's not. 4 points. Coastal Carolina's home. It's a Wednesday night game. Got to travel on a Wednesday. I don't know anything. I honestly don't know these two teams. I think Coastal Carolina's like 14 in the country. I'm taking them at -4.
You know what? The fact that Iowa was the number 2 seed and lost to Purdue last week proved to me that just taking a highly ranked team against a no-name team doesn't guarantee a win.
It doesn't, but I took a nice low point spread.
Speaking of that, if I was the head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes, every player would be off my team after that shit.
How
do you
many
get the players off the team?
scholarships would be ripped?
Any guy that started, any guy that played in that game, I'd have to watch the film.
But then at that point, scholarships would be taken.
What's the only way you can get a player kicked off the team? Because you can't just strip a scholarship away.
You need to plant cocaine or something.
That's what I would do. I would have my field house guy or equipment manager or whoever that was still back there.
Yeah.
I'm like, make sure we have keys to every player's room. Go in there, place a few grams underneath the pillow, start making some calls to the police. scholarships
They got to go.
stripped.
Unreal.
Absolutely fucked me on that.
Well,
Once
if
again,
Bo
it wasn't
ever
on the
becomes a
podcast.
college football coach, keep that in mind before you consider going to his program.
Watch out, baby.
Bo,
Watch
that
out.
Bo, that was all 7 of our bets this week. I'm sure we'll have plenty more. What else do you have?
The last one, my college bet.
Oh, yeah.
Alabama minus 25.5.
Okay, over
Against
Tennessee.
I'm riding Alabama out. I think Saban's pissed still.
I think he is too.
They need another huge win.
They're 4 in the country now, so they're back in the college football playoff picture.
Saban's not okay with being number 4.
No, he wants to be number 1.
Okay? Yeah. They don't want to play Georgia when the time comes first.
They're going to have to play Georgia in the SEC championship. So
That's correct.
they will
Never
play.
mind.
They will play.
Yeah, they have to play anyways.
But
Never mind.
If Nick
But he's-
Saban is 1 loss going into that game and then they beat Georgia, they'll both have 1 loss. But the difference is Alabama would have won head-to-head. So Alabama needs to make sure that they go undefeated and then beat Georgia in the SEC championship. And that should make sure that they're in the college football playoff.
All right. Well, I'm taking Alabama minus 25.5. We'll see. I'm saying a 30-something point victory there.
You know I'm an Alabama fan. Roll Tide. Bo, that's it. That's our 7 bets here this week. We shot it a little bit early this week, actually, on a Tuesday. So hopefully it doesn't haunt us. Maybe we'll do good. Maybe it'll make things worse. I'm not exactly coming off a high from last week, but we got to bounce back.
We're bouncing back. I am an expert bettor based on my record so far.
Unbelievable.
So listen to what I say. Jake 50-50, so just flip a coin on his bets.
Not too bad.
Just flip a coin.
We'll hang in there, guys. Hopefully this week is better. We bounce back. Maybe Bo will have some shots on the next episode. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Peace.
Peace.